10 years ago, we began a journey together to celebrate video games as the biggest, most powerful form of entertainment in the world. And on Thursday, December 12th, right here at Peacock Theater in Los Angeles, we will recognize the best and show you what's next with the 10th anniversary of the Game Awards. Hey everybody, I'm Geoff Keighley, and welcome to the TGA Global Nomination Announcement Special. Today, it is my distinct honor to reveal this year's nominees, recognizing talented game developers from studios big and small around the world. And you can help select the winners by voting right now at thegameawards.com. All right, you've waited long enough, so let's do it. Here are the nominees for the Game Awards 2024.
Welcome to Between the Joysticks. Press start and then we're off. Nick and John, they've got the sauce. Breaking news and some hot takes. Even if there's some mistakes, Nick is captaining the ship, while John gives thoughts straight from the hip. But when their powers combine, we're all in for a hell of a time. Between the Joysticks, it's the best. Up to 6 things they will address. Tell all your friends and settle in. Between the Joysticks now begins.
Hello there, and welcome to episode 120 of the video game podcast Between the Joysticks. I'm your host, Nick, and I'm joined by my co-host, John. John, we have an exciting episode for our listeners. We have Game of the Year nominees announced. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
but
we're only 300 episodes away from episode 420. That's exciting. Sorry, dumb joke.
No, you're good. You're good. We're all about dumb jokes on this show.
Yes, we are. Yeah, no, it's exciting. We're gearing up, man. We're gearing up into not the best time of the year for releases and things like that, but just recapping. If you're a type of dude who wants to do a podcast with his friend, you kind of get excited for these type of award shows and just end of year recaps and things like that. So, let these little games like Balatro get their little time in the sun and it's cool.
It is my favorite video game thing for sure. I mean, between the live orchestra of seeing the people you love that create these games or star in them, and then just the world premieres, of course. You got to get excited for that as well.
What if E3 was still going strong?
Oh, E3 would probably be better.
All right, cool. Just want to make sure.
I mean, we
See how much Geoff Keighley's
kill
paying
for
you.
a proper Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox showcase.
Yeah, back to back.
Yeah, but no, yeah, exciting times. We're very close to the Game Awards, but we'll get a little bit more into that in the future of the show here. But I did want to take a step back because this month is weirdly the 20th anniversary of a lot of huge games.
Okay.
Can you guess one? Guess
World
what
of Warcraft.
Game? Yeah, that's one. 2004.
Call of Duty, like the original.
No.
2004. Halo 3.
A Halo it was Halo 2.
Halo
Yeah.
2. Okay. 2004. I don't know. Hit me with them. I don't want too much dead air.
No, you're good. Half-Life 2.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid 3. The original Killzone.
Okay.
All out. And Grand Theft Auto San Andreas just misses. It was October 26th. So
Does 2004 get held up in high esteem like 1998 and
I would think so.
Yeah, I would think so too. I feel like I don't hear it bandied around as much, but
you're talking one month.
just at least those first four.
Yeah.
I mean, Killzone was definitely a big game, big important franchise for Sony. Not so much anymore, but once upon a time. But yeah, I mean, Half-Life and that kind of stuff. Those are Mount Rushmore type games.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and I didn't even mention. Yeah, there was a Ratchet and Clank, and there was There's Jak 3.
Was it the first Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah, what was no, it was not the first one. It's one of them.
Oh, okay. So Up Your Arsenal or
Going
Commando.
Sorry, what I'm looking at is an image of box art, so I can't read the subtitle on the...
Some PlayStation guy you are. That's good.
PlayStation 2 era was I never owned it, so
It's funny,
the dates don't mean much to me.
I'm probably weirdly... I'm very strong in that era. That was when I was,
Wee boy.
Going to Blockbuster and being like, oh, what do I want to rent? And so you study those box arts.
I think you have
a
to
little
explain what a Blockbuster is. I don't even think our listeners know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we don't really know how old Freddie B and all the frequent flyers here on Between the Joysticks are, but
really?
yeah. I'm 35. I'll throw that out there. I think I've thrown that out there many times, but
video game rentals.
Yeah.
What a
Dude,
time. GameFly's still around though.
Yeah, but there was nothing as special as going to your parents on a Friday after school and be like, I have nothing this weekend. Can we go to Blockbuster? And they say yes. And you're like, yes. And
you go there and the game you want is there and available.
Or the other side, and you're like, I hate my life's over. They don't have the thing I want.
Yeah,
why don't you have more copies of this?
Exactly.
But yeah, those are fun times.
But I thought I'd bring that up because it was like, oh yeah, wow. Because this big Half-Life 2 documentary just came out, in which Gabe Newell says the reason they didn't make Half-Life 2 Episode 3, the franchise stopped at Half-Life Episode 2 on this giant cliffhanger too, of course, is because they couldn't think of a unique gameplay mechanic to put in 3. So they just kept pushing it, and then...
guys, Portal. Like, I don't just figure that. Like, throw that in there is fine, is good enough. You don't need anything wholly unique, but I do appreciate that though. I do. I feel like he's giving me shifty eyes. Like a little more restraint. I'm the restraint guy, right? I'm not. We don't need to just put things out just to put things out. So, 20 years restraint. That's a little excessive. I'll fall back on that. But no, I mean. It's just like we don't need an Assassin's Creed every year. We don't need another Call. So like that's kind of more what I'm saying.
But it's also, one of the premier first-person shooter franchises, or was, I would not say that anymore. That and it is also with a studio that makes hands over fist money.
Just by sitting on their hands.
Yeah, just by being the premier PC storefront with Steam. That I think it's a little bit of a cop-out to be like, you're not getting the game that you all deserve.
Nick, you're the corporate shill. What are you doing? What are you
I know,
doing?
heaven forbid.
We need Valve money.
Yeah. Sorry, that check didn't clear yet. So,
excuse me, for listeners out there, I'm getting over like a cough. So if you hear like big grumbles or something off in the distance, that's just me trying not to cough directly into the microphone.
Yeah, don't die on me, John.
Try not to.
But that's all I got because I really do want to start talking Game of the Year stuff because that's hot.
Sure, but I got something for you first.
Okay.
All right. So first and foremost, just because we're not going to make a whole thing about it, but I did get the platinum for Vampire Survivors, which was a fun one to get, a good one to get off my back because I explained it to you. I don't know if that was on the show or not, but it was one of those trophies where it's like you get 41 out of okay. Yeah. So going through that last grind of the game wasn't annoying, but it was like I'm not entirely sure what you need me to do because like the collection, quote unquote, you got to fill out. It doesn't tell you what the total amount is. Like you'll unlock something and then it increases that second number. So like, well, I have 144 of 147, but is there 151? So it was nice to get that out of the way. But big thing I wanted to say, Nick, is I don't know if I opened Pandora's box when I let Shitty John in, but Shitty John got out again over the weekend, and I'm embarrassed to kind of say that I had a pretty fun weekend with my buddy playing Black Ops 6.
Wow.
The multiplayer, I hate multiplayer guy jumped in on it. For full disclosure, like, again, I'm 35. I was 18 in 2007, right, when Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out, right into college with the boys, passing sticks. When you get frustrated, you can just let it go and be like, here. And then your friend goes, 24 and 6, and you're like, what the fuck? But, so I jumped in. And
relive your glory days.
Yeah, I don't know. As I continue to try and evaluate my tastes and changes, and I try not to ever write things off in my life entirely, whether it's movie, anything. And so I figured, well, it's been 4 years. I tried Black Ops Cold War, which I did not like. It's been 4 years. This one's getting really good reviews. People are digging it a lot. I was talking with a guy at work who was having fun with it, and my buddy wanted to get it. So I said, yeah, let's give it a shot. I got all that credit from trading in my Series X, and I've only done about 8 multiplayer matches in a mode of zombies, but it is scratching the itch harder than
gone through 10 controllers.
Yeah. Well, one of the nicest things it does, and I'll save my full thoughts for later, just real quick here. One thing that's really, really nice is back when I used to play Call of Duty, you could get kills, you could get assists and deaths, right? Those were kind of like the 3 stats that they tracked. It seems like they just roped assists into kills. So like if you pump 1 bullet into a guy and then somebody else finishes him off, you get that 100 elimination thing, and then it goes into your kill. It is kind of lame, but it does wonders for the mental aspect of it. Like,
Sure.
Oh, I thought I was doing horrible, but oh, look, I'm 18 and 10. And when you're in actuality, probably like 7 and 10. So
right,
it's nice.
And then you're not getting picked on by the other people.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're the 2 and 20 guy.
Yeah, and it doesn't show you how many times you die unless if you like really dig into a specific player, but it does show your ratio. So, yeah, I'm sad. I'm disappointed in myself. I have
you should be.
I have apologies and people
you
to write letters to, but maybe the boys who listen or are secret Call of Duty guys and they've just been waiting to write in, or maybe this brings us new fans. I don't know, but I did. I asked this already, so I can't really fake. Oh, what did I forget, Nick? But what did I forget, Nick? When I went to GameStop and I bought the game and I was like, I'm gonna go play some Call of Duty. What did I forget?
There might be a requirement on PlayStation.
Yeah, I forgot about not having PlayStation Plus. So I didn't want to pay the full $80 for the year, just in case this didn't stick. So I did a month of it. As of now, happy to report, I'm digging it. So I'll have more thoughts later. But I didn't expect that game to sneak into my end of the year.
No,
catalog.
And all kidding aside, I'm actually kind of happy because as listeners of the show know, John is the snob. Mm-hmm. He won't take the chances on a Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League or any other middling review game. So it is nice. I know this is not a middling review game by any means, but
it's a middling received
nice.
game, I guess.
It's nice that you're opening up. You're taking chances on other games. I know you're probably kind of coerced into this. But it's good. It's good.
It does help when you have $230 credit, and yeah. I did trade in Echoes of Wisdom because I don't know if I'll ever get back to it. Maybe one day if I catch it on sale. But I've tried to be like, all right, maybe it's not a gameplay style for me. I really should have probably done a little bit more research before I bought it, but I just don't like the idea of collecting quote unquote echoes of everything, and then here's a meat echo, go distract the enemies. Here's a go fight for me. It's just it's not fulfilling.
And even just teasing the game of the year stuff is, I think critics felt the same way of that game. It didn't have a strong showing in the nominations either. So you're fine. So
thanks.
But
I'm okay. All right, good. Nick said I'm fine, guys.
We'll see if you play Black Ops 6 more than you played Helldivers 2.
Ooh, that's good. Right now, I bet I do, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
All right, is that it? You're not playing any other secret game here. You're not. I know your son's playing Fortnite. You are not.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get more into that later.
You're just gonna transform into some. I won't even know you. You'll be the multiplayer guy.
God, I hope not. Maybe, I don't know.
Well. You'll play more.
I just have that open world fatigue, man. It's a hard thing to shake, and I haven't even played an open world game besides a little bit of Rebirth. So
yeah, I'm wondering if you'll start playing Fortnite with your son,
maybe
because you could technically play on the Switch while he's playing on console.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. I love my kids. I really do, but there's a part of me that also likes them to just go.
Yeah, nothing. Not everything has to be us.
I do everything with my son. He wants to go watch YouTube. Dad, sit here and watch me watch YouTube while you don't go on your phone. It's dude, can I play? And I usually submit.
How
to
reasonable,
it. Right? So, no, every once in a while I'll play with him, but it's good. It's good stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get into the show then, because I want to talk the Game Awards. All right, this is how the show works. John and I can both bring up to 3 things to talk about for a total of 6 things. It can be a video game we're playing. It can be a news item. It can be a topic. It can be a listener email. You can email us at betweenthejoysticks@gmail.com.
Will.
You can. Yeah, some people need to write in about their PlayStation 5 Pro experience and are not. You can be a Twitter DM at JoysticksPod.
Will.
Or it can be a comment on our YouTube page. Our friend from last week has not responded, so no updates there. But
darn.
But
I just said darn.
Things are a little wacky. That YouTube page is Between the Joysticks And that's it. So,
Sick.
Game of the Year. It is coming. The Game Awards. Geoff Keighley's big event. December 12th, we will know all the winners. We'll have all the world premieres. We'll have, the 20-minute Christopher Judge speeches.
Don't forget the ads.
Yeah.
Don't forget the ads.
Yeah, we'll have ads, of course.
Oh, yeah. Oh, will we?
But it is kind of, as I was telling John before the show, the biggest night in gaming. And especially with what 2025 is looking like, I think Geoff Keighley's looking to have one hell of a show.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where Hades 2 showed up, right?
Yep, Hades 2,
Maybe we'll get a
Judas,
date this year. Ooh.
Death Stranding 2.
Yeah, they got the big ones.
We're going to save our predictions for next week for the show itself, but he went ahead and went over the 23 different categories of, from Game of the Year to Best Performance to Best Indie Game, all those things. And we're kind of going to go through the big 6, just like we did last year, and kind of give our predictions for each of those. And then we can go over some musings, who got snubbed, who got the most nominations and stuff like that. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. We're going to start with that Best Adaptation category. Again, this is a video game property that made the jump from the game to TV or movies. And these are the nominees. We have Arcane, the League of Legends Netflix show. We have Fallout, the Amazon Prime show on the Bethesda franchise. We have Knuckles, the Paramount show from Sonic the Hedgehog. We have Like a Dragon Yakuza, another Amazon Prime show. And then we have the animated show Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft on Netflix. I know, John, this is going to be hard for you because I think you've only seen one.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say first and foremost, not quite as strong as last year, huh?
No.
Not quite as strong. I know Arcane is huge for certain people. Do you want me to give you my...
Yeah, do you have a prediction?
My prediction
I think Ella Purnell wins because
God,
she's in
so
two of these.
And she's so gorgeous. I just got sorry. She got her eyes, like just big, round, doughy eyes. So good.
Yeah, she's in Arcane and Fallout. So
well, and I'm going to pull for live action Ella Purnell. I think Fallout gets it. I don't think it's the better of the two products, and I'm talking about. But I think it's between Fallout and Arcane. That's what it's between. The other three, thanks for coming. But I think when Fallout came out over the summer, it really was a zeitgeist show. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was applauding how well they actually did transfer the game into the adaptation, and that obviously has to be taken into account when we're talking about, not just what's the highest quality thing, but who did the best job. And I think Fallout, I had a lot of problems with it, more on the writing level and some of the pacing, but they did do a pretty good job of making you feel like this is that world. And I think it was just a bigger show, which does lead into some of these decision makings. Yeah. And Arcane is also very recent. It won before. It's the second season. So I think Fallout snags it.
Yeah, I do too. I think Ella Purnell will be there to accept this award.
God, I hope so.
Because she was there last year to promote this show.
Nice. Yeah, they'll probably have a season 2 trailer or something.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that, a teaser.
Well, I mean, remakes are abound, right? Is a Fallout 3 remake coming in any fashion?
Probably.
So we'll see.
We got Blood Omen. Why wouldn't we get?
All right, next category. This is a tough one, John.
Okay.
Most anticipated of 2025. We have Death Stranding 2 on the Beach from Kojima Productions, Ghost of Yotai from Sucker Punch, Grand Theft Auto 6 from Rockstar Games, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond from Retro Studios, and Monster Hunter Wilds from Capcom.
I didn't realize that they subtitled Metroid Prime 4. When did that happen?
It must have been in the reveal.
Interesting.
Earlier this year.
Can we just agree on this one and say what's going to come in second to make it more fun?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Obviously, GTA 6 is going to be most anticipated, I think.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's the easiest thing ever. So I'm going to go with runner-up is Monster Hunter Wilds would probably be my guess.
Yep.
It's just based on just, Monster Hunter
Franchise
World.
popularity.
Most sold Capcom game of all time. People have been waiting on this one. People think it looks great, which it does. It's just not my jam. So I think, not that we'll know who came in second, so this is really a pointless conversation at the end of the day. But I would say that probably would be number 2.
Yeah. Maybe Death Stranding too, but...
Yeah, I mean, and dude, Ghost of Tsushima is like, if I were to pick a specific franchise in the Sony's ecosystem that has a weird amount of following, might not be the right way to phrase it, but like people fucking love Ghost of Tsushima, and I do too. I think it's great. I don't think it's as good as a lot of people
the best-selling PC game of May this year.
Yeah,
so.
like it's just it. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure, Final Fantasy 16, I guess, just tanked on PC. So it's like, there's something about that. I think it has to do with people love Japanese things, rightly so. It's a gorgeous game. So that one could be up there too. But yeah, nothing is touching the $1.5 billion game that is Grand Theft Auto 6. Right. So, unfortunately.
All right, let's move on to Best Indie. We have Animal Well from Shared Memory, Balatro from Local Thunk, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes from Simogo, Neva from Nomada Studio, and UFO 50 from Mouse Mouth.
Moss Mouth. Do it, come on.
Moss Mouth.
There we go.
There we go. We got there.
Mouse. Mew.
This is interesting. Obviously, John and I praised Neva a lot, and Neva got 3 nominations.
Yeah, I was happy to see that.
And Animal Well, a single creator game.
Balatro is a single creator game.
Yeah, it did really well. I'm getting there, John. But with Balatro being one of the best reviewed games of the year, it's proliferate. I can't speak. I'm done. Okay. It's on all the platforms.
Take over?
It's on all the platforms. Mobile, Switch, PlayStation, PC. It's everywhere. An out of nowhere hit.
And it's been like a staggered release too.
Yeah.
It's not like, so it's just like, oh, this is big on PC, get it on consoles. Oh crap, it's still get it on phones. Like it it keeps it going.
And not to tease what we're going to announce later is, as we predicted, Balatro is in fact one of the Game of the Year nominations. There's no way any other game wins here. Unless you can convince me otherwise.
I mean, and as somebody who rated Neva on this very show a 10 out of 10, I think Balatro deserves it as well. Like that game is crack if you're into it, and a lot of people are into it. A lot of people who look at it on the surface don't really realize what it is. They get their hands in there, and then they just kind of go, "Oh crap, this is great." And I don't know if you've seen. Well, maybe we'll save that till the Game of the Year conversation. But just like some memes that have been coming out, I don't think everybody knows how good that game is. There's a group of people who don't pay attention to indie games and they just don't know. So
no.
But in this one, it's kind of another easy one to kind of guess, I think. Sorry, and it's a really strong group of 5. Also, like I feel like, huh?
No, yeah, you're right.
Oh, I thought he was like, no. I was like, what? Okay. I think with the exception, I don't know much about Lorelei, and the Laser Eyes. But the other 4 I know, or I think are all 90s or right about there. And
it is too.
They're all very different kind of games too. So, depending on, different people are going to have different opinions on it, but Balatro is the one that takes it for sure.
Where's thank goodness you're here though?
That's a good question. That's a good, yeah. I mean,
you can only pick 5.
You can only pick 5, but maybe they just announced Lorelei and the Laser Eyes for PlayStation soon, so maybe
December 3rd.
Yeah, maybe Nick will check it out, and then we can have an actual informed opinion on it. But because I don't know if it's a for me game, but we'll see.
Right. All right. Moving on to Best Score and Music, we have Astrobot from Team Asobi, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth from Square Enix, Metaphor ReFantasio from Studio Zero, Silent Hill 2 from Blooper Team. And
Wait, what is it?
Bloober.
Thank
you.
you.
Stellar Blade from Shift Up. Another category with these are all great.
Bangers.
I mean, Metaphor being the one we haven't played, but we just know from
know.
Shoji Meguro that he kills every soundtrack he's on. We featured one of the songs on this very show.
Did you see that quote he had over the weekend about how he's like, I didn't know that people would like he's like, I didn't expect it to go that hard. It's like, shut up, man. You know what you're doing.
Yeah. So I mean, we featured a song from every one of these games. I mean, that shows you right there.
Nice.
That on this show this year. So, I mean, to pick this is going to be very hard.
Yeah. Why don't you go first with this one?
Man,
unless if you really want me, because I do have I got a pick, but you look like you're making up your mind in real time.
Right, I am. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
I really don't.
I'll lead you in. So I think Rebirth takes this one.
Yeah.
I think the full orchestral, the amount of music. I mean, I haven't beaten it, but talking to you and other people, it's just like there's a track for this specific thing. There's a track for that specific thing. It's all top tier. It's amazing. It's like Astrobot hits hard, when you get Bot of War and things like that. But we talked about how it wasn't as wholly as complete of a package as something like Playroom was, which albeit was a much smaller experience. So I think it beats Astrobot. Silent Hill 2 is good, but it's not on Rebirth level. Same with Stellar Blade, and I love that type of music. So I think it's between Metaphor and Final Fantasy. Harder to speak on Metaphor, but I think Rebirth takes this one, especially also because like Uematsu's going away. Maybe
that's a good point.
Is this the last time we could maybe give him one?
That's a good point.
So I think Rebirth gets it.
Yeah, Rebirth is again, it's always hard to judge the games that are like out first thing this year, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
It's like I fully played this game, but I forget a lot of it. But you're right.
Well, and when
it had original music, it had remixes of the amazing soundtrack the original game had, and it probably will win.
And it's also one of those things that I think, being that it's as big and long of a game as it is, when you start getting into hour 40 and 50, you start to not appreciate what the music is doing. But if you look at it through a slice of it, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like it's all of it's so
yeah. Yeah, if I sat and just listened to the soundtrack, I'd be like, wow.
Yeah. But when you're doing the 75th Chocobo whatever thing, you're just like, okay, heard this before.
Hey, yeah, that reminds me. Yeah, there's a couple songs that are exclusive to the Chocobo Racing that were just awesome. Mm-hmm. They're like rock songs with Chocobos.
Yeah, I think outlets will definitely appreciate that kind of stuff a lot. So,
but yeah, great list of games again. Mm-hmm. All right, best performance. We have Brianna White as Aerith in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hannah Tell as Max Caulfield in Life is Strange Double Exposure, Humberly Gonzalez as Kay Vess in Star Wars Outlaws, Luke Roberts as James Sunderland in Silent Hill 2, and Melina Juergens is her name. The character's name Senua. Is that her?
Senua.
Senua in Hellblade 2: Senua's Saga.
Hard one for me. I've only played a little bit of Rebirth and a little bit of Silent Hill, so
flip a coin.
I don't have a ton of, but I'm going with Brianna White. That's just what I'm thinking. I can't give you as robust of an answer as I did with Score, but if they're I kind of think of it this way: Final Fantasy VII is a game about the cast of characters. Everybody's putting in a really, really good performance. So if they're going to pick out one to champion the entire game, it's going to be pretty top tier. And I'm sure Life is Strange. I'm sure she does a great job. Game wasn't received exceptionally well. No. Same thing with Outlaws, and taking it from you didn't even think that she did that great of a job. So the only other one that, and again with the Silent Hill 2 guy, I'm not all the way in, but he seems he's good, but not anything to give a award for. And lastly, with Melina Juergens, however you say her name, she's won in the past. It's one of those things, and so I don't know if they give it to her twice. So I'm going with Brianna.
Yeah, I think it's definitely Brianna or Luke Roberts, but I think I'm with you. I think just, again, the length of the game, the body of work as the character. There's so much dialogue in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth that I don't think she did the song. I don't think she sung that, but just a great English voice cast for Aerith. Mm-hmm. So I'm with you. Brianna White takes it.
Have we been on the same page for everyone so far?
Yes.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I mean,
I think that was how it was last year, too.
yeah, well.
But game of the year.
Ooh.
There's a lot of moving parts to this, so I'm going to make the announcements, John, and then we're going to go into our Press X for drama involving this.
Yeah.
So be ready.
Okay.
All right. Game of the year. There's 6, as there are every year. Again, John and I predicted. John, what were your predictions?
I don't know. Astrobot?
You had Astrobot, Balatro,
Yep.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor ReFantasio, Silent Hill 2, and Black Myth Wukong.
I had Balatro in there.
Oh yeah, did I add one for you then?
I feel like I remember I was like, Balatro's in there, and then it's going to be between Dragon Age, Black Myth, or Silent Hill for that 6th spot. It was what I think I remember saying.
Okay,
But maybe not.
maybe
I know I have
Why don't you
Balatro,
remember these things?
I don't know. I don't, like you've yelled at me before, I don't keep my notes. I erase my notes when I'm done.
Well, then I might have to give you partial credit when we officially announce this, because I thought you had Black Myth Wukong in there, but maybe you didn't.
I mean, like I said, I think I was like these 5 for sure, and I think I was like it's going to be between these 3, and I think I landed on Silent Hill as my official pick, but I gave a lot of reasoning for all of them. I hedged my bets.
Yeah.
Right? Hedging all my bets.
All right, well then you're getting partial credit.
Sure.
And then I had Astrobot, Balatro, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor ReFantasio, Echoes of Wisdom, and Like a Dragon.
That's 7.
Oh. Why am I?
Oh, your note taking's not.
Well, I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. We just did this.
I don't know if you had Like a Dragon. Did you have Like a Dragon?
No. Dead Air.
Listeners are
Yeah, I had Like a Dragon and Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
Okay.
And then Balatro, Metaphor, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Astrobot.
Okay.
But what are the actual ones? Let's get into that. We have Astrobot from Team Asobi, Balatro from Local Funk, Black Myth Wukong from
Game Science.
Yep, Game Science, thank you. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree from Software, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth from Square Enix, and Metaphor ReFantasio from Studio Zero. John, one of these things is really not like the others.
One of these things is not like the other.
And that, of course, is Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree. A little backstory, before this was even announced, John had sent me an article in which they said Shadow of the Erdtree could be considered for Game of the Year and be a nominee, in which I responded, okay, place your bets now. Is it one of them? And he said yes.
I said absolutely.
Yeah. But of course, again, Press X for drama is all about this, because can DLC be considered a Game of the Year candidate? We went to our listeners and gave a poll, but John, let's get your opinion first.
Sure. So, sorry ahead of time for the reasonable and nuanced take, everybody. I'm not trying to stir up drama, but I am personally, okay with it. As somebody who played the DLC, it was absolutely one of the best.
Drinking that Kool-Aid.
Yeah, cool. I've drank that Kool-Aid a long time ago. By far one of the best gaming experiences I've had this year. And yes, it was DLC, but it was a completely 20, 30-hour experience, so it definitely checks that box. It's has all the things that we loved about Elden Ring, which was a Game of the Year winner. So that the quality is there. But I do understand that people are kind of taking issue with this because it takes away from another team, another group of people that worked really hard on a game this year to be like, hey, to get their flowers. It is a big deal, right? Like when these people and these developers work on games, if you can say I worked on a Game of the Year nominated game, that is a big deal. So I feel for the people at Bloober or the people at BioWare that thought maybe we can get in, where it's like, what the hell? Like, we already have this existing product. They're just going off the bones of that and doing more of it. It's not Elden Ring 2 or anything. So I get it from that standpoint. But what I will say is there is no DLC expansion category. So effectively, this game, if it wasn't eligible in this, that just can't get anything, which you could argue that's fine. It's DLC, so whatever. But there also has been a precedent set at the Game Awards in the past of DLC getting into these type of categories. Specifically, Blood and Wine got nominated for RPG of the Year back in probably 2016, I guess, when that came out. So And is that game of the year? No, but it is still a category that should be open to full-on game experiences. So Shadow of the Erd Tree getting in here, yeah, it's like you can't just play it, right? You have to have Elden Ring. You have to get to a certain point in Elden Ring. You have to do all these little hurdles to get there. But I do think it just speaks to the quality of the product that the industry, people who are knowledgeable of the industry, determined that this was one of the best things I played this year. If the games who got snubbed, the Dragon Ages, Silent Hills, like, you know, I think there's something to be said that if they were a little bit better, I mean, maybe they could have snuck in, but it's you can't fault I don't know. If there's nowhere else to put it, where can you possibly put it? And it's a 20 to 30 hour thing.
I mean, I don't remember what categories I like. Best action adventure. You could put in like one of the smaller subcategories.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's RPG of the year, right? That's where Blood and Wine
that's what
got.
I'm saying.
Right,
like, similar.
But like, how is that any different? If that's RPG is a role playing game,
I don't know.
I mean, that's.
I don't think DLC should be eligible anyway. Like that's my point. For any category, to be honest. Unless they make its own category.
Sure.
Because, again, like you said, it is an expansion to another game. And I know Phantom Liberty last year had a Best Performance nod for the actress that played Songbird.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, it just doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
And it'll feel even worse if this wins. That'll be really bad. But yeah, I mean, I don't blame, like, it's not From Software's fault. It's not Geoff Keighley's fault. It's just the people that voted on this thought it was good enough to be there. And
that's kind of, you know, without going down all the rabbit holes and really trying to sink my teeth into all the idiots on the internet with their pants riled up. It's like, it seems like you know, what was our poll? It was what? It was 3.
I didn't say what it was.
Okay. Well, we'll get there in a second.
The majority of the poll agrees with me. They don't think it should be.
But
by a strong margin.
Every person I've like talked to, if they've played Elden Ring, they're cool with it. If they haven't played with it or they don't like Souls games, they're not cool with it. So I think it is.
Yeah, well, but that logic can be applied to any game if you haven't played it. We haven't played Black Myth Wukong.
For sure. But what I'm saying is I think like the caliber of it, the breadth of it, the amount that's in there, it's more feature complete than a game like, I love it, but like Balatro or even Astrobot. So
but arguably it should be because it's building off a base game.
For sure.
It's not Elden Ring 2, which would be judged at a different standard than this would be.
But if you just remove Shadow of the Erd Tree, slapped a 2 on it, and like changed nothing about it.
Well,
I mean,
then it'd be reviewed differently because it's a sequel now.
For sure.
And it's a full game. It would be reviewed differently.
For sure. It would be reviewed differently, but like if we're evaluating on a gameplay experience and what you get with that package, I mean,
I'm not saying any of that. My issue is that it's DLC.
Just straight up
it's
DLC.
straight up DLC.
Okay.
The quality, the whatever, the length, it being straight up DLC is the problem. So that's the argument.
Yeah,
I'm not taking away from Elden Ring. I haven't played it.
Sure, and I do. I mean, I'm not really one way or other with this. Like in terms of, I think it's cool. I like Elden Ring. Do I want it to win? No. I think if it beats out Balatro or Astrobot, that's stupid. But I understand it being there. It's like when you asked me, it's like absolutely it's going to be there. It's absolutely one of the 6 best things that I've played this year that I know most people have played this year. All you need to do is look at the score. That doesn't take away that it's DLC argument. I get that. But if I'm looking at the awards like how I do, which is like we need to award, okay, audio, best 6 audio experiences. Okay, cool. So like Shadow of the Erd Tree gets nominated for that, right? It could at least, right?
Yeah.
Theoretically. So what is the disqualifier of this category is just because it's.
I mean, that's the argument people are making.
For sure.
That's the argument I'm going to make. Like I said, it's black or white. It's just either you believe DLC can be there or you believe it's not. And that's just kind of it.
And here's I guess where I'll leave it because we're just going to start spinning our wheels here.
Yeah.
Until there is a category for this, I am fine. If Phantom Liberty got it last year, I would have been fine with it. If Blood and Wine was there and I would have personally been fine with it. It's just until there is that category, because
right.
It's just like not all DLCs are created equal, right? Like
No.
nominating, for instance, like the Final Fantasy or like a 4-hour experience DLC or something short, like that is not the same as what the From Software
and that's
team
the other
did.
question: is there enough DLC throughout a given year to warrant the category, or is it just because there's? I mean, we're like back-to-back years of really strong DLC, and DLC is like I always put that in quotes. These are expansions. These are like
Right, and
these are like I mean, you paid $40 for Elden Ring. You paid $30, I think, for Phantom Liberty. Like that's more than like you're saying the typical 10 to 20.
Well, and I think you're onto it now.
2 to 3
I think
hour
what they need
add-on.
to do is have a best expansion category. It's not DLC should not probably be in the.
Well, but there's not enough applicants to
you don't need
warrant it.
6. You don't. I mean, you don't. We've had.
You have
categories-
to keep it up best DLC, but then this would just wipe the floor with them, right? It wouldn't be
that's what-
Night Springs or the Lake House.
I think we're
or-
going to see. I mean, I almost think those could qualify. Like, Alan Wake is a much smaller game, but that is kind of an.
Yeah, I'm sure they would, but I just like name me 10 DLCs that came out this year. It's like Final Shape. You mentioned the Final Fantasy 16 DLC. There's just not a lot. That's so it's kind of like
The
any given
Vampire
year.
Survivors one, like you could fill it out pretty easily. I think you're kind of
strongly though.
yeah. I think you, but like it just
I
then.
don't think you can.
I think so. I mean, but
quality DLC enough for 5 games to show up.
I think
don't
I just
know.
think it's more of a credit to what a team like From Software or CD Projekt Res does with their things, and you can't fault them for that. It's like
I'm not faulting. I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna make another category, I just think the strength of the category doesn't exist without these 2 games just being like showstoppers.
it
Like,
wouldn't. But like they're not gonna be there every year.
like if 2019, like if this was for 2021, is like, well, what is like the best DLC out there? There's not a
Sure,
lot.
but like you had Iki Island for like that. You had God of War Valhalla. You have things that come out and that would be warranted in that conversation. Yeah, the year that the Elden Ring DLC comes out, yeah, it's gonna win every single part of that. But it doesn't negate just having that category be available. Like it doesn't devalue that at all.
No, I'm just saying, is there enough if outside of the years the biggest expansions that can compete with regular games come out? Is there enough quality DLC?
I think so.
in the 80 to 90 review range on a regular basis to warrant a category to itself.
I mean, I don't know, man. Look at like best mobile.
He's never going to stop arguing with me. He won't let this go.
Look at best mobile game. You got AFK Journey. Like I don't know what that is.
There's a lot of other factors in like a best mobile game. Like that's advertisers and stuff like that.
Sure. Or, best narrative, we're putting Hellblade in there. It's like it's art. It's subjective, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't. Again, we'll just go back to the original argument. I don't think so, but I don't know. Maybe next year we will see a best DLC category because of this. But
Yeah.
I mean, every year the Game Awards has some kind of controversy. It was Dave the Diver last year being a best indie game nominee.
Yeah.
It seems to be a regular occurrence. So this is just one of them.
Well,
but-
and I think they will have to, they'll have to address that because, as we harp on the show all the time, budgets ballooning, costs increasing. If they maybe this, we are going to see more of these going forward. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because what was like the First Light, infamous First Light was kind of like, or there was the Festival of Blood. There was
DLC's been around forever.
right, but like the big something that you could classify as an expansion kind of started with like maybe Blood Dragon, like Far Cry Blood Dragon.
But those are individual games too. You don't need the base game for.
Yeah, but I feel like they were more that just because of the era, like with the internet capacities and things. Like they're like, we're not going to force somebody to download. So it's like I feel like that was kind of the start of it. And so we'll see how the future plays out with expansions. But I don't see them going away. So I would think if anything, it'll just be easier to do that. And now I'll shut up.
All right. Well, you can't shut up now because you have to now decide what is game of the year.
Elden Ring. I'm just kidding.
I mean, now that it's here,
No,
it's
I
a
don't-
94. It's the second best reviewed thing of the year. So.
No, I don't think it takes it. I think I'm a conspiracy theorist when it comes to award shows, and that there's so many factors that go into when people vote for things that they'll be like, okay, we gave it a little bit of attention, it got nominated, but now we don't push it further than that. So I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth takes the whole thing, whole kit and caboodle. It's not the highest reviewed game of the year. Obviously that goes to Astrobot. But when I look at impact, the amount of people that were enjoying it, I just think the Final Fantasy VII reach is much stronger. Astrobot, although we know it's a 10 out of 10 experience, it still could be looked at some by as like a kind of a kid experience, or a folk, or too narrow-minded of an experience, that when you get people that are going to be like, this is my game of the year, they're just going to hold a 80-hour experience with a crazy amount of things to do, with full voice acting, crazy, they both have really good scores, but the amount of work that they put into it, I think they just look at the entire package and body of what that game is, and they're going to, I think, go that way with it. Astrobot is, in my opinion, a better game, but I would love Astrobot. It's a 3D platformer, and I can't imagine them pushing that through.
Well, when you see like Black Myth Wukong got in here, and it's by no means even, I don't even think the top 20 reviewed games of the year. It's a low 80s game. There's so many games in front of it that it got in here that obviously, and not that it's a bad game by any means, but Eastern voters definitely got that thing in here.
Yeah.
Like a Dragon, Tekken 8, every game this year. Dragon Age Veilguard got I think a similar review score.
Yeah, what did Black Myth get? An 80?
I think it's an 81 or 82.
Yeah, I know Dragon Age is at 81 right now, but
he's looking it up. That I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will push above Astrobot, which I think is the other.
So you agree with me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's an 82 Wukong.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, that's not even. There's so many better reviewed games this year, and that's Stellar Blade territory.
Right? Yeah, Stellar Blade would be another one, but no, I think that's just a like you said, the Eastern influence, the amount of copies it sold. Like I think again, conspiracy, tin hat. It's just like we want to push this forward because it's just good for our industry.
Right. Well, and I'm not even just conspiracy is everyone liked the game in the Eastern markets. They probably, I don't know how this works, but I'm sure they put this as their number one, so it just rose and rose and rose above.
That's a good call.
A lot of these other games. So
yeah. So, but yeah, I think Final Fantasy is going to walk away with like a lot of the things they're nominated for. I would personally love to see Balatro win, just to see the industry react to one single guy. Because Local Thunk, he's a single dude. He's
gonna win a lot here.
He's great too because like if you go on the Balatro subreddit, he's constantly posting. He's constantly he's adding these dumb little Jimbo is the name of the Joker character,
right, yeah.
Like Jimbo lore into this shit. And he'll mess with people. I don't know if you know about the card that gives you a 1 in 4 chance to make one of your Jokers special. And that's what it says, 1 in 4 chance. And he'll always just troll people, be like, yeah, you guys think it's still 1 in 4, and just stuff like that. So he seems to have a good sense of humor and obviously a genius level dude. But I'd like to see Balatro or Astrobot win, but I think
he'll be on the stage. He'll win Best Mobile and Best Indie for sure. So.
For sure.
And there's 2 indie categories. There's a Best Debut Indie as well. So I think he'll be on stage talking about he won all 3.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Sony's 10th year with the Game of the Year nomination. In a row,
I didn't know you knew that because I was going to quiz you. What were the 10 games?
Oh God.
Are the games per year? Started in 2015.
Yeah.
So every year that the Game Awards have existed, Sony has published a game that has made it.
2016 was Uncharted.
Right. What was 2015?
I don't know. Hold on. I'm going to get there. I'm going to have to go back. Well, Bloodborne, but that wasn't. We're not. It's first party, right? Is what we're basically saying.
The Sony published game. It is Bloodborne.
So Sony published. Okay. So Bloodborne 2015, Uncharted 2016, Horizon 2017, and also.
I'll save you the time. It's only Horizon.
Okay. 2018, God of War. 2019.
You missed one for 2018.
2018?
They had 2 that year.
Ghost, no.
You're gonna kill yourself
I'm gonna kill myself.
when you realize what you're forgetting. What came out in 2018?
God of War.
Yeah, and
Spider-Man.
yes,
Okay, Spider-Man, and then 2019, Death Stranding.
you're correct.
It's a tough one. 2020 was Return. No, that was 21. 2020 was Ratchet and Clank.
2021.
2021 was Returnal and Ratchet and Clank.
It was just Ratchet and Clank, no Returnal.
Returnal didn't get nominated.
No, not
That's
for
dumb.
Game of the Year.
That's stupid. Okay, so 2020 was Last of Us Part 2.
Which one?
The-
And there's one more game in 2020.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Correct?
And then 20. So then what it was 2021?
Ratchet and Clank Rift
Ratchet and
Apart.
Clank. 2022 for Forbidden West.
Yep.
Forbidden West. 2023 Ragnarok. 2024 Astro.
No. 2022 was also God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, God.
2023 is a different game. Well, you just forget this franchise over and over again.
Oh, Spider-Man 2. Yeah,
Correct.
I don't typically have, me.
Pretty good on you. Yeah. So ever since the Game Awards existed.
All right, let's do Xbox now.
Yeah, go ahead and do Xbox.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, Xbox again is blank this year. Nintendo is also blank this year as well. They haven't been blanked since 2018 was the last time a Nintendo game was not nominated. Do you have any more to add to this Game of the Year discussion?
Just as a whole, or
No, we'll talk about the award show as a whole in a second here. But
no, I mean, huge Japan, fucking crazy. I mean, Japan.
except for Balatro.
Well, except for Balatro. I mean, Black Myth technically China, but yeah, that Eastern domination, man. Like, for what was it, 10 years ago? People were like, "What's up with Japan? Like, why aren't you guys making good games anymore?" They figured it out. Which is the benefit of everybody.
Yeah, we're not even talking. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2 wasn't nominated. That was a big
Yakuza.
review game. Yep, Like a Dragon, big game. Yeah, there's just constant.
Tsukahime, a piece of blue glass moon, sitting at a 92. Fate Stay Night Remastered at a 9.
Yeah,
What are these
Persona
games?
3 Reload. There was a lot of Japanese developers showed up in a big way this year, and that's great.
I wonder what the Satisfactory communities. I wonder if they're like, this is bullshit. Nobody cares about PC because like that was one that I think could have snuck in there, but.
All right, so we'll get into the most nominated games here. Again, there are other categories that we're not going to read here, but with 7 noms, Astrobot and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth lead the pack. 6 is Metaphor ReFantasio, and tied for 5 is Balatro and Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, man.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I knew it. I played it. Yeah, that's super cool, man. I love those kind of things. Like just. I've been actually wanting to like talk to my dad about this game. Be like, Dad, you should check this out. Like, I feel like it's just like old, like it doesn't matter, old people, young people, whatever. If you're just into just game design and just watching numbers go up, which who isn't? Like, it's great, it's so fun.
All right. So, and then for most nominated publishers, PlayStation is at 16, Square Enix 12, Xbox 12, Sega 11. Bandai Namco 7 and Nintendo 6. Those are leading the pack as far as
that Switch 2 is coming out next year. But it is still crazy, like with that direct that they put on in the summer when we got Echoes of Wisdom and Brotherhood or Brothership. We're like, oh shit! Like, are they going to
Mario
win
Party
again?
Jamboree?
Yeah. So,
but this is cool. I am excited.
is there any other categories with stuff like that you found interesting besides our big 6?
No, I was pretty happy overall. I don't think there is a game that I enjoyed this year that did not get a nomination. We talked about Neva, Unicorn Overlord, another Eastern game, got a nom for Best Sim Strategy Game.
Yep.
So I think every big game I played this year is here and represented. So, like I said, Stellar Blade, another one, just a bunch of good nominations.
I will say there are 3 categories that I'm interested in just from a curious who wins standpoint. I'm curious to see for best ongoing, just if Helldivers 2 is like the kind of odd man out there.
Yeah.
Now, they did not really have a super strong post-launch. Like, they were strong for a while, and then it fell apart. So I don't think they win it, but I just want to kind of see.
They're on best multiplayer as well.
Yeah,
so
but
I could see them winning there.
I could too. Best art direction. I mean, I think Metaphor takes it easily, but I would just, Neva being there is super cool. So I want to see if anything there. And then best multiplayer. Like, it's probably going to be fucking Black Ops 6, or Helldivers, but like even just having Space Marine 2 there is interesting to me. I always root for who doesn't love a upset or an underdog. So see if anything there can be kind of crazy. But
yeah, you like to see awards go around. Not just even one studio hogging them. Unless it's Team Asobi, then I'm okay with it. But
yeah, this year, yeah.
At least everyone walking away with an award here or there would be fantastic. Yeah, as far as predicting the Game Awards, we're gonna save that for next week as we talk about the world premieres, the crazy cameos. Will Kojima be there? Yes, and other things like that. But do you have any more to add?
No, just hit me with the date and time of the show again.
The time, I believe it's 7:30 p.m. It's December 12th.
Okay.
A Thursday.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You taking Friday off?
No, probably not.
It's your birthday weekend. You should.
I got the week before off, so that's
Okay.
fine. But yeah, that Secret Level show is December 10th. Someone's birthday is December 11th, and then into the Game Awards December 12th. Just a great fucking week. It's gonna be stoked.
And then the holidays, boo.
Yeah. But
so much to do.
so yeah, we're not done with the Game Awards yet, but we're gonna put a pin in it, and then we'll talk about those world premieres.
Hell yeah, brother.
And what will Keighley get?
Hades 2 release date.
That's up there. That's up there for something I would want.
Dark Souls 3 remastered, I guess, is a thing. Maybe.
I mean, From Software did pay for that Game of the Year nomination. I'm sure they got to get some bang for their buck.
One day you'll play it.
All right. Are we ready to move on to the next topic?
See.
All right. Microsoft has started a new ad campaign, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
This comes from Tom Warren, The Verge. Microsoft has been trying to expand Xbox to multiple devices for more than 5 years now, and now it's launching a marketing campaign to make it very clear that it thinks every screen is an Xbox now. A new "This is Xbox" campaign is launching to position the Xbox brand as a way to play games across multiple devices instead of just one console. Instead of just an Xbox console. And if you've seen it already, it's kind of images of various devices. It'll show a Steam Deck. This is an Xbox. PC. This is an Xbox. A mobile phone. This is an Xbox. Cat's litter box. This is not an Xbox. And
was that a joke?
What?
Did you just riff? Was that a riff joke? Off
No,
the top
that's
of your head?
that's exactly an ad.
Oh, okay. I won't give you credit then. That was pretty funny.
And so they're obviously pushing xCloud, their gaming platform, and the advantages of being able to game anywhere. Again, Phil Spencer also did a bunch of interviews with this about this initiative, and of course, the PlayStation question comes up, which he corporate speaks his way around it, but obviously PlayStation is also on the table, but not specifically for this campaign, as I don't think Sony will allow cloud gaming and Game Pass to exist on its platform.
No.
But what do you think of this, John? What do you think of this push away from the box of the Xbox Series X and S?
It's an inevitability. This has been kind of they've been laying the groundwork for this for a while now, since honestly they probably realized that they lost last generation and this generation, trying to how to pivot. What do we do? And it's always been clear what their pivot was going to be. It's the one thing that they probably have the biggest strength is, even though I think PlayStation Extra is a very, very good competitor to Game Pass, if not better. That's what they have, so they need to capitalize it in any way they can. So yeah, I think this is just another crazy big pillar on their march towards not competing with Sony PlayStation in the console space. Like, we're going to just get as much revenue as we possibly can in as many places as we can. This is probably some sort of directive from CEO on down. I don't know if this is a Phil Spencer decision or if this is like, hey guys, you need to do this. But I mean, I would, even in the picture that they show, it's like, I would have thought that they would maybe put an Xbox Series S like front and center, and like then everything kind of feeds off of that. And like,
Right.
but it's more like, nah, like, to just play our games and we're fine with
Right,
it.
right.
And that's in tandem with Phil Spencer saying in an interview last week that there are no Xbox properties with red pen through them, which effectively means that there's nothing that they internally think that they wouldn't bring over, right? So Halo's on the table, all that good stuff. I think that's kind of the next big thing is like, yeah, we'll see the next wave of games that are coming over to PlayStation soon, maybe at the Game Awards. And honestly, I think this is a good move. If I was an Xbox fan, I can't. I would just want them to continue to be able to fund the projects that they have going, to make sure that people with the jobs they're able to keep all that circulating. So why not, man? I mean, I wouldn't personally want to play anything on my phone ever, but I'm I'm a very fortunate kid living. I'm not a kid. I'm a man living in
A man-child.
I am a big man child. Very fortunate guy that has a little bit of disposable income and can kind of get these boutique items where maybe not everybody has the ability to get a PlayStation 5 or whatever. And a little some kid has a phone and he can play Fortnite with his friends. That's a bad example of a game because that can be done out anywhere. But yeah, I'm into it. But I think it is definitely a white flag sort of kind of thing.
Right. They're not going to be touting Xbox hardware sales numbers anymore. It'll be Game Pass. Especially with, as we talked about just a couple weeks ago, big games hitting Call of Duty Black Ops 6 into Indiana Jones, into Avowed, that they're going to be pushing hard to just get people to play and subscribe to Game Pass anywhere possible. I
mean, it's the only way I can think of that they could potentially peel people away from PlayStation. And if like the next generation's here and you can get a PlayStation for $600, or you can just, you don't need anything. You have the app on your TV. Go $15 a month, and you'd be like, all right, I'm going to do that instead. That seems better.
Right.
So I don't think it's going to shift anything. But yeah, I mean, they're starting the no console required everywhere messaging, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, there really isn't much to say. It's like you said, this has been an inevitability with them. Something other interesting out of the interviews is that he was asked about a Microsoft handheld, and he said that's years away. So that's not anywhere imminent as a lot of people thought.
That'd be cool.
And just know. I mean, when the next Xbox hardware is a question mark. But
yeah.
Again,
can I just say, I know I just championed like being able to play on a phone, but when I see a picture of somebody with a controller and then the dumb attachment with the phone above it, I just want
nobody's playing like that.
I just want to throw up. Like, it's like nobody's doing that. What do you? I don't know. It's dumb.
Yeah,
maybe
it's going to be slow.
Maybe this is a United States thing where we're just like, no, people do that shit all the time in like Europe or something. It's like, I don't know, maybe.
The interesting thing about this is this campaign is rolling out to pretty much predominantly English-speaking countries. It's not being pushed to
who
a
else
lot
plays
of
Xbox? Sorry.
Also true.
Mexico and the United States.
So that is interesting. But,
I know at one point Mexico.
It's a slow roll. Console gaming has been on its deathbed, according to somebody on the internet, for years and years and years now, and I don't think that's changing anytime soon. We're definitely going to have a PS6 and an Xbox Series, whatever they go with next. But it's interesting to have those kind of options.
Mm-hmm.
Just
fun fact: Mexico is the world's leading Xbox market, at least in percentage terms, with 54% of the market in there. So they care.
Wow. Yeah. But it was interesting enough to bring up that, an interesting pivot for Microsoft to directly market Amazon Fire Sticks and Steam Decks and PCs as opposed to Series S's and X's. So All right. I mean, that's all I got. Unless
all I got.
Cool.
Yeah. Is this another under an hour one?
No, we already are over an hour.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, all right, good. That's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Like I said, the next few shows are gonna just write themselves as we continue to we get into the teases and the game awards and the post game awards discussion and into PS Plus wrap up into our game of the year stuff. So
into what's Santa bringing you? What do you want from Santa?
I'm telling you right now, Erdtree is not allowed in our game of the year discussion.
Fair enough. Fair enough that I have like 3 games.
Our game of the year discussion that can include games that did not come out this year.
That's a good point. We have no rules here. How dare you impose rules?
I know. But all right, let's get into the teases, John. I know you're cooking. I know you didn't bring up Silent Hill, but I know you're cooking on that.
Yep. So yeah, Black Ops 6 is not a replacement game. I love to have side bitches when I can. So yeah, Silent Hill 2 is
Side
still.
hustles.
Yep. Still making my way through that. I'm in the hospital for people who know the words are hard today.
Yeah.
Where I'm at in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. Still great. I'm getting a little kind of tired of the combat with just like, okay, smack, 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 shoot, shoot, shoot. I have 95 bullets. I'm just like, I don't,
Right.
So getting a little tired with that. But again, atmosphere, headphones, all that stuff, great.
You're gonna get a little more free using of the handgun bullets because you're like, I just want to fucking hit this guy. 3 bullets, he's down. I'm done.
Yeah, I started to get there with the dumb guys with no heads that like jump at you and poke you with their arms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Those guys, like the ones who spew acid, I can run around you, hit you. Okay,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
dodge that way, but for whatever reason, the timing of those guys that they kind of like lean back and then charge at you.
You're right.
And I would imagine like I think I'm close to a new gun, so probably we'll see some new enemy types or some new stronger
yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
I did see that the creator did just confirm that every enemy in that game besides Pyramid Head is a female. So that's a fun little fact. I don't know why that's a fact, but fun fact. But it is.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
I mean, I have an idea.
Maybe one day we'll have to do a little bit of a spoiler cast at the end of a show.
Yeah, I mean,
to go in depth on that game.
It is one that you kind of you don't need to do outside research, but like you're gonna miss a lot of things if you don't like kind of just at least read into it. But no, yeah, so doing that, and yeah, it felt weird deleting Vampire Survivors off my PlayStation, but that's gone, and so yeah, I'll probably just fill in my downtime with some blops.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Yeah, you have some catching up to do.
Hanging out with the cool kids and God, oh my God, did I say how much I hate the UI on this show?
No, you didn't say that.
Oh
on
my
the
God,
show.
Nick. Oh my God. So that is one thing I will say. It is the most just garbage looking UI menus of live service bullshit that I've ever seen. And I think it's hitting me extra hard because my son has been getting more and more and more into MLB The Show, which is great, but that's also a live service game, and so there's just packs and this and that and currency here and currency there, and what does that tab do? And what
It's ruining the children.
There's a daily mission here and a weekly thing over there, and do you want to? It's like fuck off. So I just turned like everything off except Team Deathmatch, and I just go in and do my thing, and I don't really care about.
So everything's competing for your time, and
It's
they want you to
stupid.
daily logins and all that stuff.
It's even hard to navigate. It's just like I don't know where I am. Like there's this Call of Duty launcher now, and then you go into the game you want, and then the mode you want, and then I want campaign. Well, you didn't download the campaign add-on. It's like I don't. Just let me play a game. I feel like an old man. I hate it. But so yeah, I'll fill in my downtime with that.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting when they try to build a platform on an already existing product and not have they didn't foresee that, hey, we might want to make a platform when we're releasing a Call of Duty every year and maybe make it easy for people to navigate. But here we are.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh well.
All right. So we tease. We're going to talk Game Award predictions. There's a Dynasty Warriors Origins demo coming out this week.
22nd, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out.
I kind of want to check it out too. I don't think it'll be a thing that's sticky, but like
No.
I just want to see. I want to see what it looks like with 1,000 enemies running at me on the screen.
Right. And this new engine that they're running, so that'll be interesting. I'm still playing Dragon Age. I'll bring it when I'm ready to review it, so I'll probably the end. But
Do you have something lined up after that, or you haven't thought that far ahead yet?
no, I'll probably start knocking out some indie games. I'm thinking I got a couple wish listed games that I'll start knocking out.
Which ones? Unless if you want to save that for
what's the Cyberpunk one? The Never Die Alone?
I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we talked about Slay the Princess, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. So yeah, there's a couple coming. Beyond Galaxy Land, we never touched.
Yeah. Okay.
So cool. We'll see. Something might out.
So proud of you, Nick. You started this podcast and you're like, indie games are for suckers. So proud of you.
I never said that.
Yeah, I think it was
I just played
verbatim.
very little of them.
Yeah. You're a fool if you're not playing the latest release from the biggest corporation. I'm a corporate shill.
Yeah, we gotta keep that going.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's stuff to talk about. The show will keep on trucking along. Hopefully we find our words next episode, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on it.
Okay.
We made it this far without words.
All right, so are we ready for the song?
Yeah, we're gonna go loco. Going loco from Astrobot. We had to pick something that got nominated, and
7 nominations.
7 nominations for our boy Astro. Well deserved, but we think this is from Kenneth C.M. Young. So if it's not, we sincerely apologize. We couldn't find who did this one specifically. It's most likely him, but this is from the Loco Roco specific level in the game. It's some people
takes you back.
Yeah, some people might find the music a little grating, but I find it charming. So enjoy or not.
And if you played Loco Roco, yeah, it'll be a nostalgia train for you. But a very goofy game. Look up videos of it. You know, that was a PSP game.
When PlayStation was in their inventive phase, and instead of everything was just third-person over-the-shoulder narrative.
Right.
We're doing Patapon and we're doing Loco Roco.
Yeah, they let their Japan studios cook, that's for sure.
Yep.
And come up with interesting low-budget ideas. So
It's one of the best stuff ever.
yeah. So all right, that is it for the show. We thank you for listening. We will be back next week, of course, with Up to 6 Things, and we hope you listen to us once again. Bye, y'all.
Laters.
ジャムジャムジェルが